Hey y'all, what's up? Back again with another video. Chrome back at it with another video. And I wanted to say, hey, how y'all doing first of all? How are y'all beautiful people doing? Please let me know how y'all doing. I don't care who you are. You've been on this channel for a little bit, or you're just stumbling onto this video. I don't care. Um, I want to bring value to you. And if you're lost, if you're feeling like there isn't a way through sometimes, this is the place to be. We're here to help each other figure things out, and I'm figuring things out still. Even with what I've learned and what I'm continuing to learn, I'm trying to evolve, and I want y'all to see me evolve in real time, so that way if I ever slip, y'all know to hold me accountable. And this is my way of holding y'all and mainly myself accountable. And I want to talk about love. I want to talk about uh, gratitude and generosity towards your loved ones. I want to talk about calling your loved ones. If you've got those people, if you don't have those people, I am sorry. I hope that you do find those people, and hopefully, with what it is I'm trying to do here, you can find those people. But for those of you who currently do have people that you can just call, that you feel like when your back's against the wall, you can rely on them. Just make sure that you call them and you let them know how much you love them. Do it as soon as possible and let them know how grateful you are for them in your life. It don't have to be nothing crazy, but just let them know. Leave a couple minute or, a 30-second voice message, or, you know, just give them thanks. Look back at your life and really kind of tap into what they've done for you, and really look back on the good times, because honestly, we look at the bad times as bad times, and our bad times or our worst days are just lessons that are, in our lives to remind us to keep fighting. Don't get complacent. And the good times are there to remind us of what we're fighting for. You know, what to remind us of that there is good when the fighting's all said and done, that the fighting isn't just for no reason, to that there's a reason to get up in the morning and go and get after it and get work. And honestly, the people who have inspired me to do it have been the people closest to me: my mother, my oldest brother, my twin brother, my best friend, another very close friend of mine who's practically my best friend, like my brothers and my mom, and my family, just, and my older sister and my dad. And I've had a lot of good people in my life that I need to thank more often. And today, actually, I talked to my mom. Yesterday I talked to her for the first time in 4 days, but today is the first time I've seen her since, well, 5 days now, as I'm recording this, when this releases. But I just wanted to, you know, talk about the fact that me and her really got into a deep conversation about, just spiritual nature of stuff, about God, about just me being grateful to her that she allowed herself to be a vessel of goodness and generosity and love and kindness and compassion for others, because I took those values with me and I just grew and added upon that and applied it to my own life. And that's what this is about. Showing gratitude to those that help you get to where you are, because don't get me wrong, you can get to somewhere on your own, but like, is it really on your own when you got people that support you? If you have those people in your circle, when you have those people that are your ride or dies, your day ones, the ones that when they look at you, they see something in you, even when you don't see anything in yourself, and they tell you keep fighting. There's a reason to keep fighting, and if you don't, we're going to beat you up. So, and my mom was always one of those driving forces in my life. She taught me how to love unconditionally, regardless of the pain you've experienced. She taught me how to keep working even when you want to quit, because my mom was basically superwoman all her life. And she's 54 now, and my older siblings, they have an issue with how she's moving around because she's a lot slower. She's not as sharp, But the whole thing is they think it seems like they believe something's wrong with her, and I've taken inventory and sat back and noticed that it's just a woman who spent most of her life raising children, and she's fighting her own mortality. She's fighting the fact that there is no way that my body is failing, that my body is, in a lot of ways breaking down little by little. My mom had a scare last year, and it was tough on the family, and I made sure that from then on out, I made sure I talked to my mom to make sure she knows who I am and that I continue to learn who she is. And I enjoy every conversation with her because I will be devastated the day of my mother's eventual passing. God forbid that happens anytime soon. Hopefully that happens when she's well into old age, you know. And she's been blessed. I've been blessed to have her in my life. My older brother, he's messed up a lot in his life, but I always looked up to him. And those mess ups and seeing how he constantly would be like, okay, he would have to be held accountable, but he always did his best to learn from his mistakes and keep on pushing and become a better man. And that was my introduction to what a man should be. That even when people hurt you, you stay strong and you keep going when you make mistakes and you make every effort to be better. That's the beautiful stuff of life, My twin brother, because he was always the one with the backbone, I was always the negotiator or the diplomat. So we were almost like good cop, bad cop in that regard if someone ever tried to mess with the other. And I wasn't always the best brother to him. He went through a lot in school, and I wasn't always there for him because I was dealing with my own demons and me wanting to impress people. But I'm so grateful for that experience because I learned early what that can do to relationships. And I think for the most part, me and him have mended, and we're continuing to build upon that relationship. We smile every time we're on the phone talking to each other, and we're always excited. My mom's always excited to talk to me, and I want to talk to her. And she just makes me want to be the best version of myself. My brothers, my friends, everyone that matters. So when people ever give me compliments, because people a lot of the time tend to give me a lot of compliments for the way that I'm able to articulate my thoughts and how I carry myself, I don't attribute that to myself. I attribute that to God, to the universe. I attribute that to my family and friends, the people that made me who I am. And I realized, that nature versus nurture argument, I think it was both in my nature to be a good person because this is who I've always been as a kid. But at the same time, the culture that my family created as givers and as lovers and very flawed people, but still lovers and trying to make themselves better, and with what they had, with what they could do, it also taught me. It just helped me grow up, and it encouraged the best parts of myself, and helped me see I can't be doing things this way, So all this to say is, call your family, call your friends, those that really got your back. Call them and let them know how grateful you are. Give them love. Give them their flowers because tomorrow isn't promised. And make sure every day that you talk to them, you make it a very wonderful, fulfilling conversation. I don't really like idle talk. I like getting into deep stuff about emotional stuff, about spiritual stuff, about ways to grow, to build on ourselves. I don't really like idle talk. So when I kind of get into that with my best friend, sometimes I don't mean to be disrespectful to him. Sorry, bro. But I get bored really fast. I want to talk about growth. That is the thing that drives me. Not that, you don't need to be talking about that all the time. You still got to have enjoyable times, you know. But sorry, something in my teeth. But yeah, I don't like idle talk. I'd love to talk about gratitude, about love, about ways to be better. And gratitude is just one of my biggest things, man. Call them, call your family, call the people that encouraged the best versions of yourself, or, you know, the best version of yourself. Call and text, leave a voice message, just out of the clear blue as well. We don't need to explain why. Just let them know what you're thankful for and what they've given to you, and let them know that you will always be grateful, because don't leave anything unsaid at the end of every day, because one day you're going to hate yourself for it if they pass on, you know, in an untimely manner, or if you do. And life is fleeting, and life is very unpredictable. Time is one thing we can't beat. Life as a whole is another beast. So let's focus on locking in, let's focus on our gratitude, because there can be bright lights in a really dark tunnel. You just have to keep moving one day at a time, one step at a time, and reach that goal and reach that post, and eventually you'll find what you're looking for. I'm not trying to preach some naively optimistic thing. There are very negative things in your life that can affect you, that can bring trauma. But if you just keep going, just a step longer, and you count, don't worry about counting your steps, just worry about taking one step at a time. And then you take enough small steps, you won't even notice the big steps you take, and you'll see how strong you truly are, and who out there really supports you, and who's grateful for your presence on this earth, and who will not waste your time, and who is there to dote on you, there to love on you, to forgive you, you know, and those that you can forgive. And it's not easy to forgive, but at the end of the day, everyone's in your life to teach you something. A lot of the negative people that make you want to get away from them, that's good, because now you see the behaviors that you know to avoid for future reference if they make you feel any kind of way. And for those that make you feel loved and appreciated, that's what you know to gravitate towards. I've been learning that, though, like that, knowing the difference. So every bad, quote unquote, experience is a lesson in hindsight that you might not even see right away, but always be open to that opportunity to see what you're being shown, because every moment is an opportunity if you to experience life and everything that it has to offer, good, bad, and ugly. And we have this fear of the unknown that holds us back from being grateful, that holds us back from being the best versions of ourselves, that keeps us in this rat race of regret, self-deprecation, self-loathing, shame, guilt. And it's harmful and unhealthy, and it makes people worry about you. And I'm not trying to say give everything you have until you don't have, but just show people love, because it might help you feel a little bit better. Even if it's out of nowhere and you're not feeling it, just talk to someone and make sure you let them know that you want to vent, and just let them know how grateful you are that they are there, that you do appreciate them, that you do pay attention to them, and in that moment you need them and you trust them, and you're grateful that they can be a vessel in which you can receive love that you may feel you're not deserving of. So just call your mama, call your pops, call your aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whomever is in your life that really is there to support you, that love you, that have, you know, encouraged you to do the things that you love to do and to be a person that you love to be. Call them, text them, just have a good conversation with them, and when you feel a lot more lifted up spiritually, you'll be grateful that you had that conversation with them, and that will remind you that there are beautiful things in life, and you never know how it may manifest, and you will come across true gratitude. Just being up, just cherishing their presence, just that, having their presence in your life is very important. So, shout out to all the wonderful moms out there. My mom was a single mom, is a single mom, raised all her babies, and all four of them, and now we're all grown. And I know she couldn't be prouder. The first two are a bit knuckleheads, but they're trying, and me and my twin brother were trying, and I know that my mom knows I'm trying, and I'm trying to build and continue to build upon that relationship I've had with her, so she knows who I am all the time. There's nothing I have to hide from her, and so she knows there's nothing she has to hide from me. She's my best friend. She's my journal, somebody I can express my feelings to without judgment. And really looking back and noticing that there was so much love in my life. There was so much love, even through the bad times. Unconditional love. And I gotta thank you, Mom. Thank you. And thank you to all the moms out there, all the fathers out there, sisters, brothers, all of that. Thank y'all, the ones who show unconditional love to those who may seem like on paper they don't deserve it, but they're just hurting. Because they'll appreciate it in the long run. And if they don't seem to, they're not ready, that's fine. Take a step back and let them find their way back. And if they ever don't, well, when they're ready, they'll come. And in that, thank you. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, bros. Thank y'all, the people that watch these videos and hear me ramble for at least 20 minutes or 10 minutes about stuff that I'm kind of passionate about, even though my thoughts are all rambled. I am outside standing, and then there's cars roaming around. But thank everybody. I'm grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Let's build something together. Let's build a community. Let's build bridges.